Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the KSB update for Wednesday, the 24th of March. Busy day. We'll touch on a couple of things. I guess we can start with the fact that the Senate voted this afternoon to concur with the House Amendment to Senate Bill 63, which will send it directly to the governor. There were no conference committee, and that means that the bill would direct schools to start in-person full-time learning by March 31st. We believe that by the time the governor would actually sign it, it'll probably be past that. Indications are most districts will be able to comply with that. At least that's what we know now. Any comment or additional information, guys?
No, just that, there was a story just popped in the past few minutes that the governor said she would sign it.
Okay, well, let's move down to another set of issues that we've been following since about 9:30 this morning, and that is the issue surrounding the 20 mil levy and schools being included in the notice requirements of Senate Bill 13. Senate Bill 13 has passed, has gone to the governor. She hasn't signed it. Senate Bill 277 was the Senate bill that would renew the 20 mil levy. Yesterday, the committee agreed to a proposal that several education groups led by United School Administrators offered that would have pushed the deadline for schools to decide if they wanted to go over the revenue neutral rate, which is the key part of Senate Bill 13. Instead of being that decision due on the 15th, it moved it to the 25th. This morning, Senator Tyson said she had heard that this wouldn't work because it wouldn't be enough time for the counties. So the Senate reversed that decision. They did say that school districts could have until September 20th to finish their budget if they were exceeding the revenue neutral rate, but that doesn't really help part of the problem of not being able to start. What the Senate then did was put that issue of 277 into a House Bill 2104 and recommend that favorably. So that's going to the Senate. So today we've still been trying to look for some solution or compromise that would give districts a little bit more time. This afternoon at 3:30, the House Tax Committee had a hearing on House Bill 2423, which is also just dealing with the 20 mills, but the chair of that committee has indicated a willingness to try to address schools' concern. Of course, we had hoped not to be included in Senate Bill 13, but we're not getting much traction on that proposal. So right now, we have the Senate committee has amended a House bill that would extend the 20 mills with some other non-controversial tax policy that will be going to the Senate floor at some time. And the House committee, we expect, will meet maybe tomorrow to try to do this. Everyone seems open to a change, but only so far open, and we've not found that spot yet. So we're still working on this. If you have any thoughts, concerns you want to share with legislators or county clerks, tonight might be a good time to do that. So anything you guys can add? I know you've probably been listening to other things today.
No.
All right, well, that's probably more than you want to know. I just say where people are trying to address the issue in the best way possible. It's probably not going to be ideal, but hopefully we can make it a little bit better. So then at 1:30 this afternoon, the House Tax Committee met and they had a hearing on a couple of bills. Bottom line, here's what they did. They did recommend Senate Bill 51, which would put in statute the foster care education report card. We're supporting it, no opposition, already being done, not a lot of drama, victory. However, the committee then started working House Bill 2401, is that right?
2301.
23, I was right the first time.
Yes,
that is the financial literacy bill, which was further amended to make it that every student would have to pass a semester course as a junior or senior in financial literacy. All accredited schools, public and private, would have to teach it, and the committee recommended that favorably on a 9-8 vote. So I know you guys were listening. Anything else you want to add about the implications?
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, as Mark mentioned, it was a 9-8 vote with the chairman breaking the tie. And, a lot of pushback on this from folks saying, look, kids are going to have to drop one course to take this course. Does every school, high school in Kansas, have someone who is totally qualified to teach personal financial literacy? Some kids are taking, calculus to, try to get their courses looking good when they apply for college, and now they're going to have to take this, and it's so yeah, just a lot of debate and a lot of comment on this, and I think it's going to be interesting if it's taken up by the full House.
Remember, this is still a House bill in the first House. It's an exempt bill. That doesn't mean it couldn't work its way into a Senate bill at some point. But so this has not been debated on the floor of the House. We expect it will be. Leah, anything you want to add?
No, I think Scott did a good job.
All right. Would just note that the committee, House Ed, has two more bills that they expect to work tomorrow. Senate Bill 32, the concurrent enrollment bill, which hasn't been very controversial. There's a couple of technical amendments I think they're going to consider. Wouldn't expect that to be in trouble. And Senate Bill 62 is the vision screening standards for schools bill. Again, not very controversial. There's going to be a proposal to amend elements of the school medication supply bill, but not the whole bill. So we should know more tomorrow afternoon. So expect that tomorrow. Right now, no other hearings tomorrow, but the committee possibly taking action. So maybe you want to wrap up. You guys were listening to the K-12 Budget Committee and what might have been its final meeting of the year, talking about ESSER funding. Want to share any highlights? We've got about 3 minutes left.
Well, it got very testy in there. There's continuing allegations that schools are getting money when they were not open, when they were not teaching. That caused some very hard feelings between some members of the committee and other members. But then Commissioner Watson and Deputy Commissioner Craig Nuenswander took over and were showing kind of how the money has been drawn down. The CARES funding has been drawn down by some districts, by all districts, and then talking a little bit about the guidelines and the ESSER 2 and 3 funding and how it will be distributed. Commissioner Watson spent a lot of time talking about the task force, the state task force that will oversee the ESSER funding. That's the later post CARES Act funding, to try to give folks some sort of confidence that that schools will be spending the money on COVID related expenses and on the proper programs and procedures, because there seems to continue to either be some sincere doubt on the part of members of the committee, or perhaps it's just a good talking point that there's either too much money for schools to spend, that they don't need it, or that it's going to be spent in a frivolous manner. Scott, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, yeah, one thing that kind of came up specifically was the in House Bill 2119, there's a recommendation to use ESSER funding to give every teacher a $500 bonus. And Craig Nuenswander at KSDE basically said, well, under the federal guidelines, you really can't give bonuses. You can't give every teacher a bonus. It has to be COVID-19 related. So there was discussion among the committee, well, we're going to rewrite that recommendation if the bill ever gets on the House floor. And I was just looking at general orders, and it's not on the House floor tomorrow. So expect something to change on that. And then they talked about, can you supplant? And I guess that issue is, I guess that's why we have lawyers. It's, that's going to be something that's discussed and debated quite a bit. Can you supplant state funds and replace it with federal funds?
Okay, well, we are about out of time. Expect a similar report tomorrow, hopefully a little bit earlier, and then we'll have more information for our regular Friday update. So thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.